Well, hello again YouTube, and welcome along to this episode of Silver Fox Travels. Now today is the 22nd of April, and the last time we were here in the garage I was fitting the rear rack onto the Honda Rebel, which I've come to call the Vixen. And today I'm going to put the panniers on, but first I need to get the pannier rails on there, and it's all in another huge box. So let's get the box on the table and have a look and see what's inside. Another whopping great big box. Let's get it opened up and pull out the contents. Might have to move it a bit actually. Right, so first out of the box we've got the pannier rails, which are all wrapped up there in plastic bubble wrap. And then we have the panniers, no doubt, which are a very nice looking piece of kit. It's in a toughened plastic form, has a locking device so it stays on the bike, and it looks really rather a nice piece of kit. I'll just put the box down and then I'll get the camera and we can have a look inside. Okay, so this is the pannier. There's two of these, of course, and to open them, it's just a case of slackening that off, unclipping that from there, and then undoing the two zippers. And as you can see, quite a large pannier. Good bit of kit will go in there, and it looks as though we've got a waterproof cover for the panniers as well. So if it gets really bad weather, you can keep them dry. And of course, there's the keys that go with the lock at the back. Right, pop that back in there, and it does look as though it has an unzippable and removable casing inside. This plastic liner unzips and comes out, presumably for cleaning. So there you go. Right, I'll put this down to one side and we'll get the pannier rails out. Right, let's get the pannier rails out of this bag and see what they look like. Quite tightly packed, so I'll have to be careful how I open these up. I don't want to split anything or scratch anything. Right, finally getting in there. There's the standard set of instructions. Bag of nuts and bolts. There we go. Finally getting this plastic off. One pannier rail. There you go. Looks pretty well made. Should be. It's Givy or Jivy. How do you pronounce it? And the other pannier rail. Right, put all this rubbish away in the box. And the next thing I'm going to do is have a read of the fitting instructions. Now, the fitting instructions for the rack on the back of the bike were pretty simple, very straightforward. It was just a case of take out 4 bolts, put 4 bolts in, and that was it. This one looks as though there's a little bit more to it. We've got 8 bolts, 4 of one size, 4 of another, a collection of washers and spring washers, and it looks as though it goes into the same bolt holes that the, well, if you can see that, the same bolt holes that the rack went on. So they've taken that into account, I think, with regards to the actual shape of the thing. So it should be fairly straightforward to do. Right, so let's take a good read of that, and then I'll be back to you in a moment. Okay, so here we go. So this pannier rail is going to fit on here. So I need to remove these 2 bolts and put this over the top. The new bolts that they've provided are slightly longer to accommodate this bracketry as well as the existing bracketry on the rear rack. So let's get that started. Now these bolts, if you recall, are 5mm. I'll just take these out. And of course, one thing you have to watch out for is that these rear spacer washers don't fall on the floor like this one did out of here. Took me about 5 minutes to find it, but it was over there just underneath the shelf. Right, next part of the job. Now when it comes to locating these 2 bolts here with the washers behind them, it's quite a fiddle. You have to make sure that the rack doesn't drop or move too much. You've got to try and hold the rear washer in place whilst locating it all through the 2 sets of bracketry, and then locate it into the actual thread. It was a bit of a pain getting that sorted out, but I've put them in now just hand tight and still quite loose, because I need to now do the other side. What I found was useful was to actually slacken off the bolts at the other side of the bike so that the whole rack moved about, and it gave me a little bit of movement to get the job done. So I'm going to crack on now, get the other side on, and then I'll show you the mounting of the actual bags onto these frames. So right, let's get the spanners going. Right, time to get the saddlebags on there, or panniers. Now you've got 2 locating slots there, and then these 2 clip on at the top. So let's just get this on here. Set of keys at the top. So they should just locate there. Push until it clicks. Lock, and there you have it. I think they look rather nice. Bit of a reflector there, and the zippers have the little holes at the end, so I can put a padlock on it should I wish. I can just zip them up together like that. Pop a little lock on there. Got a little pouch there for whatever you want to put in there. Perhaps a very small flask or something like that. So there it is, they're strapped on. You can see that it all clicks on into place, and it comes, as I say, with a waterproof bag that covers it all, and comes with a long strap which you can put over you can hook it onto the back of the bag here and have it as a shoulder strap effectively, should you want to. I can't see that happening somehow, But yeah, there they are. They're actually on the bike now. Well, one of them is anyway. The other one I'll pop on in a minute or two. And then I'll roll it out of the garage and I'll show you a few photographs and a bit of video of what it looks like in the sunshine. Okay, let's get out there. Right, well, that's the panniers on the bike, and what a job that turned out to be. It was a simple case, according to the instructions, of just switching over 4 bolts, and it should have just slipped on straight away. But my goodness me, did they put up a fight. It was a case of having to slacken one off to tighten the other up, and then slacken the other off to tighten the third one up, and so on. You had to work around the bike slowly. But anyway, got it there. So a bit of patience. The occasional sotto voce swear word, but other than that, absolutely fine. And I think you'll agree, it looks pretty good as well. Unfortunately, my coffee's gone clap cold. Yeah, unfortunately, the coffee is clap cold, so I won't bother with that. And the next job that I'm going to do on this is to fit the Optimate connector so that I can keep the battery in tip-top condition. Now that's going to be a seat off, panel off, I believe, and that's to access the battery underneath there. But for the time being, I'm going to leave things as they are. I'm just waiting for a new mount so that I can fit a camera on the front of the bike, which will actually mount to the mirror, on the mirror stalk, as I've done with the B-line mount. So I'll add a few photographs of that in at the end of the video. So I'm going to go put the instructions away, and one thing I like about it is, of course, each pannier comes with a key and a spare. So I now have 4 keys for 2 panniers, and the keys fit each other, so it doesn't matter which set of keys I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep 1 key on the key ring, wherever I've put that, and the other 3 I'm going to put away safely in a safe place, which I'm absolutely certain I'll be able to find in a year's time, we think. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. So as usual, I shall say thank you very much for watching, and look after yourselves. Look after the people around you, and until next time, maybe not, until next time, bye for now.